So if we look at the trajectory of history, of the history of Bnei Yisrael, of our nation, we see that we started off with tremendous miracles. Yitzias Mitzrayim and Matan Torah, and all the miracles that accompanied us in the 40 years when we were in the Midbar. And then even in Eretz Yisrael, you had Nevuah, you had many miracles. There were 10 miracles that happened that were constantly occurring in the Beis HaMikdash, etc. And then the miracles got less and less and less over the years, until now we're in this Galus for the last 2,000 years. And we don't experience miracles anymore the way that our nation experienced them in biblical times. Sorry?
That's the clue.
It's a Hester Panim, right? So when we talk about miracles today, so we're not talking about the Yams of the splitting, we're not talking about circling Yericho 7 times and the walls falling down. We're not talking miracles of the sort of Eliyahu Navi and Har Carmel, but rather we're talking about miracles which are already melubash in Teva. For the most part, I mean, you have exceptions, obviously, but as for the most part, we don't have that anymore. And we can attribute that to Hester Panim, and that is correct. It is due to the Hester Panim of Hashem. But there's also another phenomenon that's playing itself out, which is that miracles is not the tachlis of the kavanah. It's not the main. It's not the ideal and preferred way. Why? Because a miracle represents Hashem overriding nature. The fact that nature needs to be overridden, that in and of itself tells you there's a problem over here. And Kaviyachol, the only way that Hashem can fix the problem, how does Hashem fix the problem? Not within nature, but by being mevatel nature. Right, you tell Teva, nature, right now, you go to sleep, and right now we are going to bring in a different type of energy, which is Lamaylam and Ateva. We're going to do some miracles.
That's no good.
And what is the ultimate tachlis? Where are we going to? What is the greatest miracle? We say always Lo'isa, we say on Shabbos, Lo'isa neflois gedolos levadai ki lo ilam chazdai. So what is neflois gedolos? What are great miracles, great wonders? So the Gemara says that what is neflois gedolos? Neflois gedolos are levadai. They are the miracles which ein bal hanes makir b'nisay. That the one who the miracle happened to doesn't even recognize that a miracle happened. It's levadai. The only one who knows that a miracle happened is Hashem. And that's neflois gedolos. Those are the greatest miracles. Because those are the miracles that are within Teva. Nothing ever went wrong in the first place. When nature is working according to the way Hashem wants, to the point that you don't need to override nature, that's the most wonderful thing that there is. Whenever there was a miracle, that means Teva wasn't working out. Teva was bad at that moment. Teva wasn't working the way that Hashem wanted it to work. So it was suppressed, and instead Hashem's will was done in a miraculous fashion. But the ultimate kavanah is, and that's where the place where we're heading to when Mashiach comes, is when there's nothing to suppress. Because Einid Milvadeh. Teva itself is only a vehicle and a tool for Hashem.
Mashiach comes, so it will be no Me'al Teva. That's what it's getting from this.
When Mashiach comes, again, what?
Will not be Me'al Teva. Nothing will be Me'al Teva.
No, there's no reason for that. It's in a perfect world. When do you need a miracle? When there's a problem, right?
Perfect, yeah.
If we live in a perfect world, a world when Hashem created the world on the 6th day of creation, He looked at the world and He said, "Vayar Elokim eskol asher asa." Hashem looked at it. V'hinei tov moed. Perfect world. So why do you have to have miracles? The problem is when that tov moed is hidden, when the world isn't working according to the proper plan. When Mashiach comes and everything's working the way it's supposed to, what would be the purpose of miracles? Miracles come when there's a lack, when there's a problem, when there's an issue. If there is no problem, there is no lack, there is no issue, because the world finally is Basi Legani, the world is finally Hashem's garden, fully expressed with all its potential, which the infinite and amazing Hashem put into this amazing world of His. What's the point of miracles? A lot of miracles that we thought over the years. We're going to all go to Eretz Yisrael on eagle's wings, right? Kanfei Nesharim. That's a miracle. Today, are we actually going on eagle's wings, or we're going to go on airplanes? What? Allah, whichever, whatever. The point is, in other words, a lot of these things which we thought, even things like Mashiach's going to teach Torah to the whole world.
But you need a miracle.
How's that possible? How does one person teach Torah to hundreds of millions of people, even if you're not counting Goyim?
First of all,
Just the Yidden of all the generations. We're talking about hundreds of millions of Yidden. How's that possible? But today,
Website.
he has a website.
Mashiach, and
He has a WhatsApp. He has a blog. He has a right.
See from one end of the world to the other end of the world without going there.
Exactly. In other words, many of them we see.
Right?
In other words, to put it in different words, a miracle is needed when this world is limited, and there's a limitation. But Hashem created such a perfect world that there really isn't limitations. Really, everything is included in the world. That al pidayach hateva, everything should be the way it's supposed to be. If Mashiach comes and he has to force the nations of the world to listen to him, that's not Mashiach.
So how do you get the Shiur?
V'ro kol basar yachtav kipi Hashem diber. In other words, the idea of that vayemo yi Hashem echad u'shmo echad. In an era when there's Hashem echad u'shmo echad, Mashiach's going to need an army to control people.
That's the end product. How are you going to go from
Okay, so again,
transition
at
to
what stage of the process, I'm not clear on that. The Rambam says no one is clear on that. But we're headed to a place. The point is, the ultimate goal, the ultimate destination is a world that's so perfect, right? Not a world that has to be suppressed, but a world that's perfect.